Logical morning. Welcome to Vidhigya presents the Hindu newspaper analysis. Today's session will have following segments. First, overview of today's newspaper. Second, must-know topics and explanation. And third, quiz time with 5 important questions. Starting with the first segment. The first topic here is export cross 400 billion annual targets as goods shipment jump. So we'll discuss this in our second segment. On this page, there is no important article. No important article on this page. So here we'll discuss about the Mulla Periyar Dam. What is the issue of Mulla Periyar Dam and where this dam is located? No important article on this page. So this is related to the growth prospect. So the data keeps changing. So nothing important as such in this article. This only talks about that how pre-COVID-19, what was the GDP, and then how the during the pandemic the GDP decreased and how it is reviving back. So this data keeps changing. So there's nothing important from this. And to also talk about foreign direct investment. So we'll discuss FDI in one of our explained session. This is related to the fuel prices we have discussed earlier also. This is related to tracking the persistent growth of China. So this article talks about that most of the countries saw decline in their growth and GDP during the COVID-19. However, China was the one which did not which whose GDP whose economic was growing during the pandemic also. And this also talk about that China is a manufacturing factory of the world. China is a manufacturing factory of world. So China has been manufacturing. China's economy has been growing during pandemic also. Now what China is doing, that China, because of the demographic dividend, now is going away from the China. So what China is doing, the labor prices in China are also rising. Labor prices in China are also rising. So what China is doing, that China is now moving away from labor to the automatization and use of artificial intelligence, so as to make the production cheaper and to again capture the world manufacturing economy. So this is what this topic talks about, that the increased role of robots and AI in the manufacturing is slowly spreading to design, delivery, and even marketing. So this also talks about that not only the new startups in China are doing this, however, those companies which are 30 or 50-year old are also going for automation and for artificial intelligence to ensure that they keep growing and they keep manufacturing the product at a lower price so that they can remain competitive in the world market. The China, since many countries during the COVID-19 and after that also saying that they need to move away from China, but that did not happen also. And apart from that, China said that we need to focus on our internal consumption also. We need to focus on our internal consumption also, so that we do not have to depend on outside also for the export or for the sale of their product. So this is one thing that is important. Now this is related to Russia-Ukraine. We will not discuss this. We have discussed this many times. Now here we'll discuss about the Mekedatu project. Where is this project? What is the issue of Mekedatu project? Then the another important article is Artemis Program. We'll discuss what is Artemis Program. And then it's about midday meal scheme. So we'll discuss about the midday meal scheme and about zero hunger SDG target. On this page, nothing important as such. Nothing important on this topic, this page also. So remember this, American mathematician Sullivan wins Abel Prize. His groundbreaking contribution to topology is honored. So you have to remember this, American mathematician Sullivan wins Abel Prize. So this is all from today's newspaper. I mean, there's nothing much important apart from those 5 articles that we have discussed. So now we'll start our discussion. So these are the five articles that we'll discuss. The nutrition fallout of school closure, the Artemis program, the controversy over Mekedatu project, then the article related to Mulla Periyar Dam, and the exports. So here it says that India's annual goods export crossed 400 billion mark for the first time. So for the first time, India's export has crossed $4 billion in 2022, in 2021, 2022, noting that the agriculture sector too had recorded its highest ever exports. Agriculture also saw its highest ever export in the year 2021, 2022. So this question can come that has India before crossed 400 billion dollar marks in export? So no, this is the first time that India has crossed. So, however, this article further says that though India's manufacturing export have reached $4 billion financial year 22, 9 days ahead of the target, but India's balance of trade remains negative. What is balance of trade? Balance of trade equal to export minus import. So India has exported $400 billion product, but India has imported more than $4 billion. So there is negative. There is negative. That import is more than export. Therefore, there is negative balance of trade. When import is more than export, then there is negative balance of trade. So even though India has crossed $400 billion export, India's balance of trade is still negative. So that you have to remember. Now, the second article is need a new reservoir instead of Mulla Periyar Dam, says Kerala. So what is Mulla Periyar Dam? Where is it? So Mulla Periyar Dam is 123-year-old dam, is located on the confluence of the Mulla River and Periyar River in Kerala. So this is on the two river, that is Mulla River and Periyar River in Idukki district of Kerala. Idukki district of Kerala. However, since this is located in Kerala, but it is operated and maintained by Tamil Nadu for meeting the drinking water and irrigation requirement of 5 hours. Though it is located in Kerala, it is maintained and used by the Tamil Nadu. Why this is it? Because and there was during the British rule an agreement for 999 years lease agreement made during the British rule that the operational rights were handed over to. So as per that lease, the operational right of the Mulla Periyar Dam was handed over to Tamil Nadu. It is operated and maintained by Tamil Nadu for meeting the drinking water for meeting drinking water and irrigation requirement of 5 of its southern district. This dam is a source of friction between Kerala and Tamil Nadu. So remember about this deal. I think it was signed in the year 1886. So for which the lease for the dam was given to Tamil Nadu for 999 years. Now, a petition was filed by the resident of Idukki district of Kerala to lower the water level of Mulla Periyar Dam to 130 feet, saying there is a danger of earthquakes and flood. So the petition was filed with the Karnataka. Kerala government is saying that the water level should not go beyond 130 degree, as it will lead to earthquake. It will cause earthquake or flood that will affect the development, and that will lead to flooding in the districts of the Kerala, in the lower riparian district of Kerala. Now, Periyar River, since it's located in a Periyar River, so important. The Periyar River is the longest river in the Kerala state. It is the longest river in Kerala state. It is also known as the lifeline of Kerala. So always remember about this Periyar River. Now, there's one more important aspect related to this is a rule curve. What is a rule curve? So, rule curve in a dam decides the fluctuating storage level in reservoir. It is rule curve talks about the fluctuating level of water in the reservoir. The gate opening schedule of a dam is based. So the gate opening for the dam when there is enough water, when there is more water, it also depends on the rule curve. So the rule curve decide when to open the gate, when to not open the gate. It is a part of core safety mechanism in the dam. The rule curve level is fixed to avoid emergency opening of dam shutters in case of flood-like situation. It helps in controlling the water level in dam during peak monsoon. So this is important about rule curve. So remember, rule curve is related to the water level in the reservoir, and it helps in determining when to open the gates of the dam. Now, another important topic is the controversies over the Mekedatu water project. Mekedatu project. So now, where is it located? So Karnataka. This is a dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. And Mulla Periyar Dam is dispute between Kerala and Tamil Nadu. And there was one more Krishna water river dispute. It is between Tamil Nadu. It is between Andhra Pradesh, Karnataka, and then one more Maharashtra. So Krishna water dispute between these three states. So now Mekedatu, Karnataka and Tamil Nadu are at the loggerheads over the Mekedatu drinking water project across Kaveri River. So Mekedatu project is on the Kaveri River. Kaveri River. So originally mooted in 1948, Mekedatu is a drinking water cum power generation project across River Kaveri. Karnataka gave the project shape after the final award the final award on the Kaveri water dispute was given by the tribunal in 2013, allocating the riparian states their shares. So this award gave the shares of the water to the Tamil Nadu and the Karnataka, and after that Karnataka government is mooting for making Mekedatu dam on the Kaveri River. So what will be the benefit for the Karnataka? So the water from Meghdatu is to be pumped to quench the thirst. So it will provide water, drinking water supply to the Bangalore region. Currently, more than 30% of Bangalore is dependent on borewell. Also, it is located in the Ramnagar district of, it will be planned, it is planned in the Ramnagar district of Karnataka. Ramnagar and Bangalore rural district will also benefit. So from this, many districts and Bangalore city will be benefited from this project. Now the Tamil Nadu feels that Karnataka through the project will impound and divert. So Tamil Nadu feel that through this project, the Karnataka, since it's an upper riparian state will divert some of the water to its need. Therefore, there will be less flow of water. There will be less flow of water for the Tamil Nadu. As the upper riparian state, Tamil Nadu also says that upper riparian state has adequate infrastructure even now to address the water need of Bangalore. There's no need for Meghdatu project. So Tamil Nadu says the Karnataka government has enough infrastructure and enough facilities to fulfill the needs of the Bangalore for its water needs for water. Therefore, there's need of such project, Meghdatu project. So remember, the Meghdatu project is on Kaveri River. It is in dispute between Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. It is on Kaveri River and Ramanagar district. The Tamil Nadu government is threatened that by making this by making this project, there will be diversion of water from the Tamil Nadu towards the Karnataka. So this is what the challenge. Therefore, Tamil Nadu government has challenged this in the Supreme Court also, and a counter petition has been filed by the Karnataka government and the union in the Supreme Court. So when the decision will be final, then we will discuss about the future course on the Meghdatu project. So remember, Meghdatu project. Earlier, we have discussed Mulla Periyar, and in one of our explained session, we have discussed Krishna River water dispute. So these three are the important river water projects that are important river water disputes that are important from your exam perspective. And in one of our session, we have discussed linking of Kane and Betwa region, linking of Kane and Betwa river. So this is also important. So go and watch that session for more detailed understanding of Kane and Betwa. Now, the fourth article is the Artemis program, NASA's new moon mission. So Artemis program. So remember, Artemis program is not related to NASA is the space agency of USA. NASA's moon mission. It is NASA's moon mission. So what is this Artemis program? So Artemis mission is touted as the next generation of lunar exploration and is named after the twin sister of Apollo from the Greek mythology. Artemis is also also the goddess of the moon. So that is not important related. That Artemis is also the goddess of moon. So what is important is Artemis is a moon mission. Sorry, moon mission of NASA. Apart from that, many other space agencies such as Japan, European Space Agency also helping NASA in this project by supplying different equipments. So it is an uncrewed. So first thing is that Artemis 1 program is uncrewed space mission where the spacecraft will launch on SLS. What is SLS? SLS is Space Launch System, the most powerful rocket in the world, and travel 280,000 miles from the Earth for over it will travel for 4 to 6 weeks during the course of mission. And the Orion spacecraft is going to remain in space without. So this spacecraft will remain in the space without docking to the space station. So there is an International Space Station which was launched in 1998 with the help of NASA is there, and Russia is there, and European Space Agency also part of that, and Canada also. So this will not dock to in the International Space Station, and therefore it will remain longer than any ship for astronauts has ever done before. So with the Artemis program, so what is the objective? NASA aims to land humans on the moon by 2024 and also plans to land the first woman and first person of color on the moon. So remember the first person to land on the moon. So who was the first person? So Neil Armstrong. Neil Armstrong was the first person to land on moon in year 1969 by Apollo 11 mission, So remember this information. So NASA will establish an Artemis base camp on the surface and a gateway in the lunar orbit. It will help NASA will establish Artemis base camp and it will help the lunar orbit to aid exploration, and it will further help for the exploration by robots and the astronauts, The NASA is critical component. This gateway is a critical component of NASA's sustainable lunar operation and will serve as a multi-purpose outpost orbiting the moon. The mission will end with the mission will also end with the spacecraft ability. So NASA is also planning that this will revolve, for this will stay there for 4 to 6, and then it will safely return to Earth. So the mission will end with the spacecraft's ability to return safely to the Earth. So SLS and Orion, these are the two component of this mission. Now, Artemis, this is the first mission, and the second flight under the program, under the Artemis program, will have crew on board. And in the second, there will be manned mission, that is crewed mission, and will test Orion's critical components with human on board. Eventually, the learnings from the Artemis program will be utilized to send first astronaut. So the learning from this program will be used for to sending the astronaut on the Mars also. NASA plans on using the lunar orbit to gain the necessary experience to extend human exploration of space farther into solar system. So all the information that will be gathered from this will be used by the NASA and other space agencies for the further exploration of solar system, and for sending the astronauts on the Mars, and for more deep exploration of the other planets of the solar system. So this was the objective of NASA's Artemis program. Now the last article is nutrition fallout of the school closure. So there's a midday meal scheme in which the student go to school and they get the cooked food in the school. This is the scheme of the central government. However, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the schools were shut. Therefore, these children were deprived of the meal. So in order to that, so the government launched this program that in which the dry ration will be provided to these students so that their nutrition demand can be met during the COVID-19 pandemic also. So the recent Global Hunger Index for 2020 ranks India 94 out of 7. So in 2020, Global Hunger Index, India was ranked 94 out of 17 country. And behind our neighbors, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Nepal. The index is a combination of indicators of undernutrition in the population, that is wasting, stunting. Wasting means low height for weight, and stunting means low height for age. Wasting means low weight for height. Stunting means low height for age. And mortality in children below 5 years of age. We are already fall out in terms of achieving zero hunger. Zero hunger. So it is a SDG goal. SDG, there are 17 SDG goals to be achieved by 2030. So some of them are no poverty, zero hunger, access to education, clean water and clean water, clean energy, sanitation. These are some of the SDG goals. Now it says that if there are urgent measures are not taken, then the situation will worsen further. So a midday. So what is midday meal scheme? So midday meal in India should provide, as per the midday meal guidelines, it should provide 400 kcal of energy, a minimum of 12 grams of protein, including adequate quantities of micronutrients like iron, folic acid, vitamin E, etc. According to the midday meal scheme. So these are the nutritional component of the midday meal scheme. This is approximately 1/3 of the nutrition requirement of the child, with all school-going children from class 1 to class 8 in government and government-aided school being eligible. So it is for class 1 to class 8 student in the government and government-aided institution. Data and media reports indicated that dry ration distribution in lieu. So now in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, the schools were shut. So government launched this program where dry ration will be provided to the student in their villages. So however, this has not been followed seriously, and therefore there is a irregular distribution of dry ration. And the other worrying angle to the lack of school meals and functioning school is that there are reports of children. Apart from that, since many families have lost their jobs, they are on the verge of dying, there is a threat for survival. So many students join their family to earn income to survive for their survival. So this has also put the child in the vulnerable situation, and since they are not meeting their nutrition requirement, therefore this will affect the overall growth of the children. Now, so what the initiatives are there? What can be done? So there are also new initiatives such as school nutrition kitchen garden under midday meal scheme to provide fresh vegetable. So it talks about that the students must be provided with the fresh vegetables, food with the fresh vegetable. So what will happen that these schools should be linked with the nearby farmers, and this farmer will get the money for their vegetable, and students will get the fresh vegetable in their meal. Apart from that, hot meals can be provided to eligible children with a plan to prepare and distribute meal. Hot meal should be provided, and for that, schools need to reopen. Schools need to reopen, or at least school needs to reopen for the midday meal scheme. So that is second. Thirdly, the local produce vegetable and fruits may be added. The local produce vegetables and fruits may be added to the midday meal scheme. It will also provide an income to local farmer. Apart from that, distribution of eggs where feasible and can be carried out. Egg should be also added into the basket for the midday meal scheme, as egg is a good source of protein. Most of all, the missed also the article says most of all the missed midday meal entitlement for April may be provided to children as dry ration. So those students who have missed, those students who were not given the dry ration due to the COVID pandemic should be provided with the dry ration, and this should be applied retrospectively. So that's all for this topic. So this topic you need to, so today we have discussed about GDP, about exports, about Meghdadu project, about Mulla Periyar Dam, and then about our Artemis program, and then midday meal scheme. Now we'll discuss 5 questions. Question number 1: Artemis mission is launched by which country? Your options are USA, Japan, India, none of the above. And the correct option is USA. It's a NASA's mission. Question number 2: Meghdadu project planned by which state? Your options are Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Maharashtra, none of the above. And the correct option is Karnataka. Question number 3: Mulla Periyar Dam located in which state? Your options are Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, none of the above. And the correct option is located in Kerala, though it is operated by Tamil Nadu as per the lease. Question number 4: Meghdadu project planned on which river? Your option are Kaveri, Periyar, both of the above, none of the above. The correct option is Kaveri River. Question number 5: Who among the following is the first man to land on the moon? Your option are Rakesh Sharma, Neil Armstrong, Kalpana Chawla, none of the above. The correct option is Neil Armstrong. So that's all for this session. Stay logical with Vidhigya, your best pal in CLAT Preps.